back. That last draft, which I may or may not actually post, went pretty poorly. We mulled to 4 in the first game, and the second game we kind of got run over by higher card quality. So we're going to do another one, and we're going to see how it goes. In case I don't post that video, I just want to let you know that I'm with my good friend Wit Ratana, who's here to play devil's advocate, point out cards that I miss, and help incite discussion. This pack is hella good. There's a lot of great cards here.
I have a favorite card in this pack, and I wonder if you can guess it.
God, I probably can't guess it. Is it Campaign of Vengeance?
No. It is definitely Thermo Alchemist. I think that card is ridiculous.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, Thermo Alchemist is great. I'm definitely not taking it here, though. I'm almost certainly taking Choking Restraints.
Yeah.
Because number 1, it's amazing, and number 2, it's just very inappropriate.
Oh, right. Are you ever concerned with the fact that there's a lot of white cards in this pack?
I don't care about that even a little bit. I mean, that might be a little bit wrong, but mostly I just am not particularly concerned with the signals I'm passing that way. If you cut off like one color that way, that can be really good. You don't have to cut off both of your colors, though. Here, I think Nibelast Herald is the best card in the pack.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna ask you how you feel about Blue-White Spirits. It seems pretty good and pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think that's true. I haven't actually had a chance to draft it, but I have been beaten by it pretty badly. So.
Right, deal.
Yeah, and then if we get really into spirits, we might actually want the Slayer's Cleaver at the end, because giving a +3 power to a bunch of flying guys is really good.
Yeah, when I saw that card, I was afraid it was going to be Butcher's Cleaver from what, like 4 years ago.
No, they're never printing Butcher's Cleaver again. For those of you that didn't play original Innistrad, Butcher's Cleaver was 3 mana, equipment, equip of 3, give a creature +3/+0, and if it's a human, it gets lifelink. And it just, combined with Invisible Stalker, which was a 2 mana 1/1 hexproof unblockable, it just made some completely non-interactive games that you couldn't possibly win.
Is an unblockable 8-point life swing every turn?
Yeah, it was not really okay at all. Alright, Desperate Sentry I like quite a bit in white, and Genius Scab I like a lot in blue, and it's probably, you know, enough better than Desperate Sentry that I'm happy to take it here.
Do you not like the Dawn Griff, the flyers?
I like Dawn Griff, and I'd be happy to put it in my deck. I think even then, 2/2 flyer these days is not quite as powerful. Like, Ingenious Scab is just a huge bundle of stats. So, I like it. So this is kind of a tough one. Conduit of Storms is amazing. No, wait, that's not what I'm thinking of. Conduit of Storms is fine. Scratch that. For some reason, I thought it was the guy that deals 1 damage to 2 creatures.
Yes.
I don't know the art in this set yet, so it's harder for me to recognize stuff. Liliana's Lead is pretty good. Not good enough to get me to want to switch into black. I think Fiendbinder is fine if we're going to be pretty aggressive. It's in the color that we're in, so sort of in right now.
How do you feel about green cards in this pack?
I like Prey Upon. I sort of like It of the Horrid Swarm, but none of them go incredibly well with any of the cards that we have yet. I don't know. That might just not be right at all, but I think it's okay.
Oh, my actual favorite card is in this pack, but it's not good.
But it's not good. Is it the Scarecrow, or is it?
No, it's the card that's Fact or Fiction, but not.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that's not real good. So here I think we're taking some colorless sort of vanilla thing. These both are pretty good. Is a 3... I guess a 3 mana 3/3 is slightly better than a 4 mana 4/4 with a small drawback.
Yeah, I'm curious just if we're going to run into the 3-drop issue again.
Possible, but taking a 4 mana 4-drop is not necessarily like a huge improvement there.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Like, I'm happy to have a lot of good things to cast on turn 3. This is also not a 3-drop. This is a great removal spell. Also, sweet 2-drop.
Yes, that, ironically, is better than it was last time for us.
Yes, it is much better than it was in our blue-black control deck that we were drafting last time. Providence, hilarious. Not what we want.
But it's on color and it's a rare, CCR.
That's true. Those are both true statements of fact.
This is where you pull up the marketplace and see how much it's worth.
I think I can guess how much it's worth. So nothing great in our colors, but also nothing great in any colors. So I'm not super concerned with that fact. I'll just put this in our sideboard.
Yeah, I assume you don't like Foul Bloods.
No.
Oh wait, sorry. I keep thinking we were black for some reason from the last draft. I apologize.
Ironclad Slayer, I'm very happy to take because we've already got a choking restraints. And yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does choking restraints sacrifice itself?
Yeah. It's 5 mana, sacrifice it to exile the creature. So it's a super good combo with Ironclad Slayer. What do we think about Thirsting Axe in this deck? We've got 2 flyers so far.
But doesn't it make you sacrifice your creature at a turn?
Creature, that's right. Right. That would be a little too good if you could just put it on a flyer and win the game that way.
Right, actual Butcher's Cleaver.
Yeah. Maybe we'll... It's possible that we'll want to play the Lunarch Mantle depending on our Ironclad Slayer situation. Like if we pick up another Ironclad Slayer. Just
yeah.
But I am going to take this Slayer's Cleaver, I guess. Thraven Standard Bearer I don't think is very good.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, it doesn't seem very good.
I think it just doesn't have very much of an effect on the game.
Is that supposed to be a Madness outlet, I guess?
I guess, but it's in white, so it suffers from the same problem as Stern Constable, where it's, Stern Constable would be a great Madness outlet in red or black, but being in white, just what is it even doing there? This pack is just full of very awkward cards.
I guess take the on-color card.
Yeah. Well, if we somehow end up in black, well, actually, Borrowed Grace is a legitimate card for us.
Yeah, Fortify, quite alright.
I'm pretty happy to get one of those. Well, we got our Fortune's Favor.
Are you playing that card?
Probably not. But we're only at 10 main deck cards for now, so why wouldn't we put it in our sideboard? I'm going to put this sweet Mercurial Geist in the board. Looks like everybody else agrees about the status of Succumb to Temptation.
Right.
Which is that it's terrible and unplayable.
I'd like to note that I feel much better about this deck already.
Yeah, me too. We have a lot of 3 mana cards. We want to open... What do we want to open the most in this pack? Probably like a Niblis of Frost or a Docent of Perfection or something.
Yeah, Docent would probably be ideal.
I mean, I guess the thing we want to open the most is Gisela the Broken Blade, but let's keep it to rares. Mythic's too difficult.
I mean, I would take another Elder Deep Fiend.
That's true. I'd take another Elder Deep Fiend. Mausoleum Wanderer is pretty sweet.
That's quite good. How do you feel about Wretched Gryff?
Wretched Gryff I like a lot.
You like it better than Mausoleum Wanderer?
Yeah, Mausoleum Wanderer is probably not great. Just there's no way we end up with enough spirits that we're regularly dealing 2 damage with Mausoleum Wanderer, and Suntail Hog is just not a card I'm interested in playing.
I think it's Wretched Gryff.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Wretched Gryff. Drag Under is super good. I think it just gives us an angle that none of these other things do.
How do you feel about Unsubstantiate?
It gives us the same angle as Unsubstantiate, but Drag Under, like, being an instant is by far the biggest improvement there, but drawing an extra card is amazing. Like, you're so rarely going to bounce a spell in Limited as opposed to bouncing a creature. The Drag Under is just a lot better than Unsubstantiate, I think.
That's a pick that I think will come up quite a bit, and I'm curious to see later on if maybe we were wrong. This would only happen if Emerge, like, do they lose the Emerge creature if you unsubstantiate the creature?
No.
I mean, like, do they lose the...
Oh, right. If you, yeah, but
the tribute.
It's the same thing with bouncing a creature. Like, you let them sacrifice it, and then you bounce the creature. So.
Right.
Okay, so we've got a lot of good options here. Geez, we have a lot of good options here.
Yeah.
And, whew. So Vexing Scuttler is really good, but I think we don't have the instants and sorceries to really make it what we want yet. Grizzled Angler, we've already got 2 colorless guys, so it's really strong. Ingenious Scob, I like a lot. Wharf Infiltrator, I think, is just the pick here, though.
More importantly, I think it's also a 2-drop.
Yeah, I think it being a 2-drop, I think this card's just really amazing, so.
I think it's quite good. It looks very good in
Yeah.
any blue deck.
I hate passing Grizzled Angler, though, because that card's nuts.
That's a late Boon of Emrakul.
It is, well, it's sort of late. It's a late Spreading Flames is what that is,
Yes. And a Foul Emissary, geez. Only uncommons.
Yeah, Foul Emissary is good. I mean, Foul Emissary is just good. Like, even if you don't have a ton of Emerge guys, like, it gets you so close to drawing your Emerge guy, and yeah, that card's really good. For us, there's just not a lot in here, though. That Exultant Cultist doesn't do too much for us. We do have a Wretched Griff, so it's fine.
I'm really hesitant about another 3-drop.
I agree, but I just don't know what to take here.
I would almost be tempted to take Spreading Flames.
Yeah, I mean...
Suppose we have with like Geist Blast or something. There are weird
I'm happy to take this Enlightened Maniac, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you not like Sigardian Priest?
Oh, I didn't see the Sigardian Priest. I would be happy to take the Enlightened Maniac.
Okay.
If there wasn't a Sigardian Priest.
All right. I'm glad all is right in the world. I didn't understand that.
No, that's not understandable. Also, we'd be happy to get a Steadfast Cathar at some time. That card's really good.
Yes.
Just attacking as a 2/3 is really strong, and then you can...
I was actually going to comment that we were lacking on removal, and now I feel much better about it.
Yeah. The Sigardian Priest is pretty awesome. I like Spontaneous Mutation a lot. I'm pretty happy to end up with one of those in our deck. We are not the most Spontaneous Mutation-y deck of all time, but just flashing in and giving a guy -3/-0 in the mid-game can be a pretty solid tempo play.
All right, it's Blue Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, totally. Spectral Reserves is probably fine in our deck.
Yep, I think that's the pick here.
Yeah, I think so. Take Inventory is just, there's no way that card is ever playable with only 2 packs. Like, it would have to be, there'd have to be another Take Inventory slot in the commons to make it anywhere close to playable, but you're just never going to end up with enough of them. Ooh, geez, that came around.
Oh, wow. Yeah, welcome turn.
Oh, no, wait, this is the last new pack that we've seen, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So,
still good.
We did not see that.
Still great. Very happy.
Yeah, definitely. So we could either take a Laboratory Brute here, which is not particularly great in our deck. I mean, dumping cards isn't terrible because we have 1 Ironclad Slayer, and we have a Spontaneous Mutation, and we don't have very many 4s. It's just not that great of a 4. Cultist Staff, we might play over the Slayer's Cleaver, but it's only a slight upgrade. I'm just going to take a guy.
I sort of like the staff here.
You do? Well,
yeah.
All right, let's do it.
We are all flyers, right?
Yeah, we have a fair number of flyers.
Ooh, I like... Oh, we already have a Fortify.
Yeah, we already have 1. I'm really hesitant to play 2.
I would take the Fogwalker, honestly.
Yeah, I think Skulk is okay. Yeah, I mean, when you're attacking with all flyers, you have to be able to do something on the ground, and that's a something.
I will certainly take Terrarion here.
Yeah.
For our spicy Spreading Flames.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know. It gives us more sideboard options than taking another Lunarch Mantle, I suppose. I'm happy with people playing either of those cards.
Yes,
so.
I love that.
Okay, I'm okay with how this deck is going. Our 2-drops are really good, so that's nice.
Wow. Stupid Elusive Tormentor.
I know. Well...
Can I get a spirit count for the Spectral Shepherd?
Yeah, we've got... Is Fogwalker a spirit? Spirit, 2/3. That's a human horror, huh? 4. This makes 2. So we've got 5 cards so far that make spirits. I guess we don't want to return our tokens.
No, probably not.
That's our spirit count for Apothecary Geist. Our spirit count for Spectral Shepherd is a little lower. But we are a blue-white spirits deck, which makes Spectral Shepherd, you know, we're the deck that wants it, right? I mean, with Nibbleghast Herald, that can be really good. I think we're just gonna take this. That seems very strong.
Wait, how do you feel about sleep paralysis?
It's okay. I would rather have a synergistic creature in our deck, honestly.
Um,
Well, we do have
yeah, this is a tough one.
this is a tough one.
I think we have lots of removal, honestly, so I would take the Shepherd here.
Yeah, I think we're okay on removal. I think the Shepherd adds a pretty cool angle to our deck.
Wow, an English making.
Yeah, that's not for us. Moorland Drifter is a pretty sweet 2 that we're fine with. Pour Over the Pages is good. I think it's really between those two. Like, Daring Sleuth is really just a 2-mana 2/1.
I don't hate Humble the Brute.
Humble the Brute I think is pretty strong, and I think it's better now than it was in Triple Shadows. So I'm okay with it, but
This is a tough
I
pick,
don't really
actually.
want to be spending 5 mana doing that in this deck, I don't think. I'd be okay with ending up with it, but I'd rather either take a 2-drop or a powerful card advantage spell.
I think we're actually relatively aggressive.
Yeah, you think a 2-drop?
Yeah, I think the 2-drop.
Yeah, I think it's just, like, the games where you have a 2-drop are so much different from the games where you don't have a 2-drop that whoa, that Duskwatch Recruiter is really late. Jeez. I mean, we're obviously just not going to take it here. So I'm thinking Hope Against Hope is a pretty cool card. Strength of Arms is probably what we want in this deck.
I like Inspiring Captain here, actually.
Yeah, okay. That's definitely an option too.
Especially with the Spectral Reserves in our deck. I don't know. That's
true.
I don't hate having a trick as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have no tricks. We have double equipment, which makes Strength of Arms slightly better. Not that much better. But yeah, actually, the Inspiring Captain is probably what we want. We have a fair number of flyers. This is just going to do quite a bit of extra damage. And we don't have very many 4s, so...
Let's put it this way. I think this is the deck for Inspiring Captain.
Yes, I think that's true. None of these cards are for us, so we're just going to take this.
I sort of like Stone Quarry here. We still have a red spell.
I guess
Warp Landscape.
Yeah, then we'd have
Quarry's
2
better.
ways to splash it if we want to.
How do you feel about Unruly Mob?
I think it's still terrible.
Yeah, I thought it was bad the first time around in original Innistrad.
It was way better in original Innistrad than it was in Shadows. And I think it's worse in Eldritch Moon than it was even in Shadows, like Triple Shadows. I think it's just a terrible card. I liked it a reasonable amount in original Innistrad.
Gotcha.
Just because there were enough tokens and stuff to make it do a thing.
I like Stone Quarry here.
Yeah, we'll take that.
How many dual lands do we need for you to play Mercurial Geists?
We are not going to be playing Mercurial Geists. We just don't have enough instants and sorceries, I don't think, to make it.
Is it a spirit? Good. It better be a spirit.
Yes, it's a Geist.
I'm all about the theme CCR.
It's a creature, 2 spirits. I mean, Silent Observer is pretty bad. But it's good at blocking while we kill them with 2-power flyers, and it carries our 2 equipments very well. So
yeah. It's a spirit if that matters at all.
Which it does. I mean, we have at least 2 things that count spirits. Seagraph Scob for the sideboard.
Yes, I believe so, because the Homunculus is literally always a 2/1.
Yeah, it just having any Skulk guy with higher power than it has toughness basically doesn't say Skulk on it. I wonder if Vessel actually makes our deck.
It makes the Inspiring Captain better.
It does make the Inspiring Captain much better.
We have no zombies. These cards are irrelevant, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing... This is not a Lamplighter or Soulhoff deck, if that even exists. And this is definitely not a Nagging Thoughts deck.
I think we might play the Vessel, actually.
Yeah, we might. Militant Inquisitor, we have 2 equipments. I think this is a fine card.
Yeah, cut a 3 now.
Yeah. I don't care about any of these cards.
I think you should take the Drown Yard Explorer, please.
Do we want a Skeleton Key in our deck?
That is a weirdly late throttle, but I don't hate Skeleton Key.
I don't know that Skeleton Key is going to make the final cut, but
I agree. Hope Against Hope might.
It might, yeah. I mean, we have a couple of token generators. We've got a fair number of creatures.
You should hate this root out because that might affect us.
Yeah. And weirdly, I don't know. Root out, I feel like I drafted a ton of times and was like, all right, sideboard card, and then just have almost never brought it into my deck.
Right, but we have an actual arrest this time.
Yes. And there's, yeah, I think it comes in a lot more in Eldritch Moon. I mean, there were like the builder on enchantments and shadows, but I don't know, Eldritch Moon, there just seems to often be an artifact of some type in play.
Yeah, or an enchantment.
Yep.
All right. Well, I feel much better about this deck.
Yeah, this deck seems better. I am having trouble figuring out what to cut, though.
Fortune's favor, step 1.
Yes, you're right. And I guess this Militant Inquisitor is our worst 3.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, because we've got an actual 3/3 for 3, which is easier to cast. This is amazing. This is amazing. We're not cutting Drag under. Spectral Shepherd should do a lot of work for us. God, I hate that so much. Ironclad Slayer, I think is pretty good in our deck.
Do we play Skeleton Key? I think we might cut that.
Yeah, I don't think we want it. I think we want these actual equipment. I mean, Cultist Staff, you know, I've had sort of mixed
I think it's fine in this deck.
It's
also,
fine.
How do you feel about playing 16 lands?
I hate playing 16 lands.
I agree with you. I just thought it would be interesting because this deck is very low to the ground.
It is pretty low.
How do you feel about cutting Fogwalker?
Yeah, I think we have to do that. I think we want to do that, not that we have to do that. I think that's good. Yeah, I think this looks good.
Yeah, I'm actually quite happy with our Borrowed Grace, which is Fortify, and our Inspiring Captain now as well.
Yeah, I think that, you know, this Vessel will actually do some work in this deck. Yeah, should be good. I would have liked to have picked up an Apothecary Geist, like if the one from our Pack 1 had come back around, that would have been pretty nice. And I guess playing white is slightly more important than blue. We'll go.
Do you like Silent Observer better than Drown Yard Explorers?
Yeah, in this deck I do.
Then is Displace a thing at all?
Is Displace a thing? Well, let's just see everything that it does for us. It can give us +1/+1. It can tap some guys maybe, but then it also like makes us not able to attack with the guys. Yeah, I don't think Displace fits into this deck.
Okay.
If we
It
play
also
against,
does save our guys from things at some point, maybe.
It does, and if we play against a heavy removal deck, especially one with like aura-based removal, then we definitely, you know, it's an okay sideboard card. I think it doesn't do what we want. The other thing we want to consider is if we want that Spreading Flames splash, and I don't think we're a deck that can afford to do that.
I think you're right. I think there may be a chance we board into it, but it seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what kind of deck you would want to mess up your mana to bring in an expensive, powerful removal spell against. You know, like I'm not sure what set of circumstances would make me think, okay, this is now a good idea. You know,
honestly, if I saw a Westville Abbey, I would consider it. I think.
Yeah, that's. I guess that's reasonable.
Like a deck that's very wide.
Yeah, I think right now we just want to be sort of a lean, mean.
I'm very happy with this deck. Yeah.
Kill 'em with Flyers machine.
Yeah, this is what we want.
Yeah. All
right, great. I'm excited.
This Slayer's Cleaver might just be too expensive, but
yeah,
I want to try it out. But
yeah, give it a shot. I don't.
I haven't gotten to actually play with it yet, so we'll see. But 4 to equip is a ton, but 3 power, you know,
Yeah, if you make a tattered, yeah,
yeah, into a 5/2 flyer, like,
yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah. Well, I guess I'll stop recording for now, and then we will see you guys in round 1.
I'm excited.
Yay.